I was going out of my mind, feeling hysterical. It was horrifying.
When I ran away, the best days of my life. I took the city bus and I left.
I immediately called the police. I eventually contacted a private investigator. I posted on social media an ad for $10,000 to get my daughter back. 3 days later, we were able to apprehend her.
I was kind of bummed that they caught me though.
Do you know a girl went to her car? She was snatched in the parking lot.
What makes you think I'm not going to get snatched in the parking
How
lot?
do you know that? Since Friday has run away from home, things have only intensified.
My mom thinks I'm friends with heroin addicts. I do smoke weed. It helps me to be with my mom.
I know that my daughter is very promiscuous. Veronica uses social media to meet boys.
When it comes to guys, it's so hard because there's so many of them. You can't just pick one. For me, it's you gotta have them lined up. My mom definitely needs to relax, take a chill pill. I'm a teenager. I'm gonna do crazy.
Okay, I've been doing this show for 17 years. This is the first time I've ever had a nanny write in on behalf of a mother. Why didn't you write in instead of your nanny?
She beat me to it. We were talking about it, and she said she would write you, and I said, all right.
Huh. Because that's not what she said.
Uh-oh.
That's not what she said. She said that you asked her to write because that you trusted her.
Yes, I do.
And that you looked at her as someone that is credible, grounded, and stable, and so you asked her to write in.
Absolutely. She's grounded and credible and
So
stable.
she didn't beat you to it. You asked her to do
Yes.
it. You delegated it to
Yes,
her.
I did.
That's not what you just told me.
It was a while ago. We talked about a lot of things. I'm so happy that she wrote in. I'm so happy that I'm here.
Well, I am too, and I'm glad you're
I
here.
desperately need help.
She's doing some things that I think put her at risk.
Absolutely.
You think they put her at
Oh,
risk.
yeah.
You think they might, that she might get kidnapped out there. You think she might be sold into sex trafficking.
The real concerns.
They are real concerns. She runs away, and you're concerned, so you post a $10,000 reward, right?
Yes.
You say, urgent, missing, $10,000 for the safe return of your daughter. You describe her, and please call her mother at such and such. Please share and pray for her safe return. So you're reaching out, and you said, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I'm looking for my daughter.
Absolutely.
Then you figure she's got her phone, so you start texting her. You say, look, I have a $25,000 reward going out for your safe return. Please call me. I know I've been a blank mother. I'm sorry. Please give me another chance. You can date whoever you want. I'll put you on birth control. You can have the car. Just come back home. I'm dying inside. I can't handle it. I'll do anything you want. So at this point, you're just willing to tell her what she wants to hear.
I'm desperate to get her back.
You're desperate. You're concerned. So I'll delegate to my nanny to write in a letter, which seems really odd to me. That doesn't fit with the situation. I'm a parent. Okay, Dr. Phil, okay, I'm a parent. Robin and I raised 2 boys, so I've been there. I get it. That just doesn't seem to me like the kind of thing you delegate. And so I start thinking, okay, is there a parental bond here? Has somebody else been raising this child? And so I start, and then I see, okay, here's a woman that's a single mother, toughest job in the world, and you've got 7 telephones. And then I look and say, what hours do you work? And you tell me you work from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Sometimes beyond that.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't go to bed.
So you're an absent mother.
For the most part, yes. And I try to put people over my children that are responsible and that can take care of them while I'm working.
Oh, nannies are great, but they're not a substitute for a mother. Does that inform why maybe your daughter's spinning out of control?
Part of it, but I believe that from a young age, when I was there hands-on full-time, I still had issues with her.
You know what she said when she came back from this runaway?
I don't. No.
She said it got her attention, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
I went to an extreme level to get her attention, and it worked. What does that tell you?
I got involved because I'm working and I have responsibilities and I'm not taking care of my kids. That's why I hired people to try to be there for them because I'm not. And I know that.
You also said that you hired nannies because you wanted to take some pressure off of your oldest daughter, Samantha,
Correct.
who was raising her younger sister.
So Sam had to get them up for school, and then I was working later after they got home from school, and she had to feed them and put them to bed. And she was essentially assuming my role. Yeah. And
Well, Valerie's daughter is here, and we're going to hear her side of things when she joins us next.
My mom makes me look like an out-of-control teen, which I'm not. She's so old-fashioned. She doesn't accept what, kids do nowadays. She does want to insert herself anywhere she can. When I go out, my friend's name, address, license plate. She doesn't get into the eye.
And later, I asked you if you were bribing her. She's 16. Are you taking her and getting Botox and filler treatments?
Tomorrow, she's a real-life Nurse Jackie.
While you were taking care of patients, you were under the influence of drugs.
The availability of narcotics, it was like a kid in the candy store.
You're step hopping to stay one step ahead of the nursing board.
She claims her husband's an alcoholic.
I would like to say my marriage.
Tomorrow. Then, on Wednesday, Mom faces off with her daughter.
She's out of control.
Then, her sister.
This is a phony appearance.
I missed the phony part. Is she not really here?
That's Wednesday.
in my life, unfortunately, I'm very busy. I work a lot, sometimes 70 hours a week. I don't keep track of my kids like I should. I bonded with Veronica that I communicate mostly through texting.
My mom's always dealing with her children. It's supposed to hire nannies.
I've hired nannies. Being that I was at work all the time and nannies were home with the girls, I started leaving the punishment to the nannies. With my daughter, I'm always walking on eggshells.
Oh, look at me, my hair's blue. Oh, look at me, my hair's pink.
These days, it's best if I just stay quiet, avoid all the drama. It's just not worth it.
Well, Valerie says her 16-year-old daughter, Veronica, engages in destructive behavior, which includes lying, running away, hanging with the wrong crowd, and going to see a fortune teller. Meanwhile, Veronica says her mother is a hyperactive stalker who does not understand that she's just living the life of a typical teenager.
My mom makes me look like an out-of-control teen, which I'm not. She's so old-fashioned. She doesn't accept what, kids do nowadays. I blame my mom for a lot of the problems that I have because she's the roadblock and she's definitely in my way. We've never gotten along. We can't. Everything's a fight. If we try to have a conversation, it turns into an argument. You guys moved around. Right. I've been to how many schools?
20s and 30s, the guy that's in India. Tell me about it.
Okay, so when it comes to lying, I'm a really good liar. I feel like I do have to lie because sometimes she'll be like, no, you're not doing that. You definitely have to lie to her a lot.
She's also very conniving. She will tell me she's going to somebody's house, and she's not really going to that person's house.
She does want to insert herself anywhere she can. When I go out, my friend's name, address, license plate. She's at the FBI. It's none of my mom's business at all. Not my phone. If you ask me, my mom definitely needs to stop being so strict. My mom is unpredictable. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. You never know what's gonna happen next. The rules always change, so it's like you never know if I can stay up till 3 in the morning or 10 at night. When my mom gets mad at me, she takes things to extremes. She's grabbed me by the arm or put me against the wall. I really wanted to chill out. What I want my mom to know is I'm a really good person. She's never gotten the time to know me except for the bad things that I've done.
You think your mom's just old-fashioned.
100% old-fashioned,
Yeah.
like everything.
So you think a modern mom would just be okay with you drinking at 16?
I mean, it's normal to do. I think every teenager
young.
Yeah.
You say you ran away while your mom was home, but she was getting a massage.
Yeah, she's getting a massage, packed my bags, took the bus, left.
You knew the kids that turned you in, and you think they did it just to get the money from your mom?
Oh, 100%. Like, who wouldn't want $10,000, $25,000? So, I mean, you kind of find out who your real friends are after that.
Yeah. Did any of that money find its way to you?
No.
Did you tell him that you wanted to emancipate me and go
Well, I
find
did
your
want to get
own?
emancipated because, like, we just don't get along, so it wasn't, like, working out.
Yeah.
So it was an option. I'm saying it was an option.
It's not like I'm around that often to be in your face.
Oh,
So you want to be emancipated, you told her.
yeah. That's what it was.
Okay. Let's say you're emancipated. What now?
I mean, I don't really have a plan.
Oh, tell me what your plan is. Dance.
Oh, okay, my mom thinks I'm gonna be a stripper. I make a joke out of it, right? And then she, like, runs with it. And I'm like, okay, it was a
No,
joke. Like,
you were serious. You wanted
I mean, what if I did, though? What if I did?
That's not what I want
Everybody
for my
tries
daughter.
stuff. Like, you can't just say I'm not gonna be a stripper. Like,
Because it's not safe. It's not. Why do you want to do that?
I mean, I don't. I'm just saying it's a
Well, what are
possibility.
you going to do for 2 years? Because you can't be a stripper until you're 18. And
Right,
trust me,
right.
you go to Vegas and get a stripper paycheck.
Probably one of the older men that's interested in her will take her on board and take care of her.
Okay, a lot of guys are interested in me. I mean, I'm gonna give it to them. I can't stop what guys think, or like, I can't just tell them, please, sir, stop staring at me. Like,
I'll take you away from your mom. She's so mean. Go ahead and stay
yeah, a
with
lot of
me.
guys will say that.
Why do they want you? Why does a 30-year-old man want to be with a 16-year-old?
That's a great question. Maybe I'll ask the one next time I talk.
Yeah, in the conversations and the relationships, it's inappropriate.
When you do interact with your daughter, do you think you interact in a appropriate way and make appropriate decisions and set appropriate boundaries?
I believe so.
Do you bribe her?
Yes.
And you think that's appropriate?
I don't know if it's appropriate, but I feel like I've got to negotiate with her. I don't have control. I feel like I can't communicate with her. I can't reason with her. I can't spank her. I mean, I can't call the police on my kid. I
You
honestly
have, though. Okay,
don't
she used to
know
call
what
the
to
police
do.
and then they say they can do nothing about the situation. So then they just like,
A couple of times it got really bad, and I didn't know what to do.
why call the police on me if it's just behavioral?
Veronica's older sister, Samantha, has been listening backstage. She says she has not only really helped raise Veronica, but also disciplined her. We'll be right back.
My relationship with Veronica is non-existent.
Get out. Dude, I can... Seriously, put it down.
I do not approve of the way she is living. She even told me she wants to be a professional stripper. When it comes to my sister, part of the problem may be my own mother.
And later,
I remember when she asked me to take Veronica and her friends to go get Botox.
do you think this is insane?
Veronica has an older sister, Samantha.
When I think about her, she does make me sick to my stomach. Like, I can't even believe I'm related to her.
Well, look at my daughter, Samantha. She made life easy compared to Veronica.
My sister's in all these beauty pageants and she thinks she's so perfect, but nope. Her being a beauty queen, I feel like she's like the ugliest person on earth. And for her to be a beauty queen, I'm like shocked. If my mom lets me look up to my older sister, I'm gonna be looking down because she's way shorter than her.
Well, Valerie says she has been trying to control her 16-year-old daughter Veronica's rebellious behavior since she was a small child. But her oldest daughter, Samantha, claims her mother was not strict enough, and in many cases it was she, not her mom, who laid down the law and disciplined her younger sister, said she did it by default.
If you ask me, my sister Veronica is a train wreck about to happen. My relationship with Veronica is non-existent. My sister and I don't talk to each other. There's just immense tension.
Wait, let me just cut myself. Get out. Dude, I can... Seriously, put it down.
When we were growing up, my mom was always busy with work. I was asked to help out around the house. I was 5th grade and Veronica was around kindergarten. In a lot of ways, I was kind of like a mother to Veronica. I'd make her breakfast, I would make her lunch. After school, I would help her with her homework and get dinner ready. It was my job to make sure she did her chores. Trying to get Veronica to follow the basic rules was a nightmare. As we got older, she was sneaking boys into the house, and I was often the one having to break it up. She resented me back then because I was the one enforcing the rules. Even to this day, my sister Veronica still has a lot of resentment towards me. I do not approve of the way she is living. She even told me she wants to be a professional stripper because they make $8,000 a night. When it comes to my sister, part of the problem may be my own mother. My mom doesn't do well. She needs to make strict rules and stick to them. I'm worried if Veronica doesn't get this turned around now, her options are getting pregnant or ending up behind bars.
Well, thank you for being here, and you've been listening to everything so far.
Yes, I have.
So, at 10 years old, you're actually being the mom.
Yeah, 10 years old, I was waking Veronica up for school, getting her ready to go, making breakfast, making sure she had everything she needed, and getting out the door to our ride to school, which would vary day by day just depending on who was able to give us a ride, since my mother was at work constantly.
So you guys were there alone.
We did get a dog, a protection dog, because we were home alone a lot, so that was kind of a security thing for us since we were home unsupervised. She's a great animal handler.
So, what is your plan?
I don't know.
I mean, really, where will you be when you're 18, 20, 25?
Well,
What
hopefully have like a good job.
do you think you're at risk with some of the behaviors you're doing?
Yes and no.
What?
Like running away, hanging out with people that I shouldn't.
She's 16.